Mm-mm-mm. Dun, dun. You gotta let the beat simmer sometimes, you feel me? You do, bro. You do. You know when you hear them flutes. Shout out to my dog who made this beat. Played with me in high school. The boy made a flute sound hard, you feel me? You feel me? What's good, everybody? How y'all doing? Happy Sundays to you. You know what I'm saying? And everything like that. Shout out to everybody coming up in here. Make sure to like, share, subscribe to the content. Hype the video. Been a good week, man. It's been a very good week indeed, man. All right, without further ado, let's get this started, man. Shout out to everybody. Icy coming up in here first. 864. You know what I'm saying? The real soldier. Team Trench's shoulder. Team both of them showed. So you know what I'm saying? Soldier. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Nigel Wanza, Montana in the building. What's good, man? We got a lot to talk about. A lot of stuff I want to hit up on. You know, I wanted to go live early in the week, you know, but I let these first 3 days, you know, let it happen. Not saying it doesn't matter. I've already went live before with Boss. Y'all, I appreciate y'all showing love on that show. Make sure y'all turn on notification bells because that's a show that the people really like. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But I like today because you know why today? You know, not only is Sunday, you know, having church and everything, praise the Lord, you know what I'm saying? You know, but tomorrow, ooh, tomorrow, yes, sir, it gets real. It gets real tomorrow. Why getting real tomorrow, Lou? Because them pads come on. Them pads come on, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Them pads come on, everybody, bro. We are lit, bro. Hold on, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we gonna find out, and this is very important too. You know what I'm saying? So, but before we talk about tomorrow, let's talk about what happened so far. Because I've been liking what I've been seeing. I don't know about y'all. I have been liking what I've been seeing from this team. I'm excited. Football is back, bro. College football is almost here. NFL is almost here. I am so glad that football is back. Y'all don't know, bro. It's been long weeks and weekends without football indeed. Yes. So let's talk about what's been happening. So what I've been noticing so far. The first thing I've been noticing so far, and I just made a short about it, and I got some more shorts coming back. This past week, I've been really on my shorts game. I'm gonna try to give more long form videos for y'all, some more like talking head videos. I'm gonna start doing that more, you know, so y'all can see my face. My only problem that gets in my mind is that whenever I start something, I'll be honest with you, you know, transparency, whenever I start a long form video, I always want to maintain the quality, so I always kind of be overdoing a simple video where it be on a simple topic. Because I just love the art of it. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So I just love the art of it. So, but I need to, for that, sometimes I just want to, you know, in order for me to get fast ROI, because some of them videos, like, they be like movies, them things be taking like weeks, you know, for me to finish. So that's why, honestly, if I want to get my thoughts out, maybe she should start going live more, or, you know, just tone it down a bit for the talking head videos, and I just give my quick thoughts and everything like that. Like, I'm probably be trying to drop something every day, or like maybe more frequency this week because the pass is on. You feel me? You said, let's go Canes. You a Miami fan? Y'all gonna be lit this year. I'm gonna see what y'all gonna do. Shout out to Malachi Tony. I'm already, you know, starting. Also scouting the draft. Shh, we ain't talk about that. Shh. But I've been scouting and everything like that. He said, you're not excited for Hook'em. Let's be honest. Montana, we're gonna beat the goofy out of y'all this year. I hope y'all understand that. We're gonna beat the goofy out of y'all this year. Y'all don't want this Texas work, but hey man, is it week 2? All right, stay by your phone, Montana. I don't want to see no ghosting from you, bro. If and when we put belt to ass this year, I'm telling you that right now. I'm telling you that right now, boy. We're gonna beat the goofy out of y'all, man. Come on now. But going back to these Cowboys, what I've been noticing is the intensity. The intensity has really, really picked up, you know, in terms of from last year to this year. And I think this ties back into what Schotty has been trying to preach with us, and basically saying that he wants more physical practices. He's trying to draw it out of them. But I'm noticing it, man, even without the pads on. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about, like, from the offensive line. You know, like, I've been noticing the fight. Like, I did a whole short on that between the trench battle. That was going to be one of the battles I focused on. That thing went viral, that short, especially on Instagram. About, like, you know, especially with the interior. Tyler Smith, Tyler Booker, Cooper Beebe versus Quinnen, Kenny Clark, you know what I'm saying? Otita Albania and Jonathan Bullard. Bruh, they've been going at it. I'm telling you that right now. You know what I'm saying? They've been going at it, and I've been excited. You know what I'm saying? Like, I saw a play last, because I was getting a little worried. I was like, where this dog, man? Like, I can't wait till certain people get down there, because I'm like, bro, where the clip of the defense winning? Where the defensive line winning? Got one yesterday, boy. They finally got me one. Quinnen he did a good old, like, it was speed to power on the inside. Called Tyler Smith off balance, man. Had that boy almost, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? So we started to pick it up, though. But be honest with you, I'm taking everything I'm seeing from the trenches with a grain of salt from these first 3 days, especially from the defensive side. Not meaning to be biased. I know I'm from the offense, but like I've been preaching, bruh, when the pads are off and it's just shirts and shorts, it's favoring the defense, bro. I'm just being honest with you, because offensive linemen, we have nothing to grab on. We grab on shoulder pads and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, we have nothing to grab on. So that's why I've been highlighting some things from the defense. If they not winning on areas where they should be, on the perimeter, same thing applies. Not for the defense, because I think DBs and offensive linemen are very similar. So the advantage is for the receivers, because, you know, Schotty's teaching them how to stay up. You gotta practice like a pro, no hitting the ground. And I'm just like, you know, you gotta let up, especially because, you know, nobody can, you know, especially at high point in the ball, can't really take nobody's head off when they're going across the middle. But they have been sticky. And the one thing I will say, like, I love what I've been seeing a clips of Siobhan Ravel, even though I'm kind of a little worried. This man, he may be a little grabby. It may cost us some penalties, but I love that he's doing it to our top receivers, because that's showing that he's, you know what I'm saying, he's willing to fight no matter what. And it gives me back the story that I heard from I think it was from a receiver later in who played with Prime. I'm trying to think who it was, because I think it was Steve Smith. I don't know if it was Steve Smith. It was one of the receivers, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Prime played for the Baltimore Ravens in his later years. But he was saying in practice, when he used to go against Dion would purposely, was it him? I think it was another big receiver though. But Dion would purposely hold him. You know, and every time, so they looked his way, and then they finally, like, every time the quarterback would try to go his way, and this is Dion's later years, Prime later years, Dion would hold him. He would foul the head out of him. He'd do it again, rep number 2, he foul the head out of him. And all of a sudden, the receiver, I think this is Steve Smith who's telling the story. He turned around and he looked at him and he was like, bruh, why you gonna keep holding me, bro? Let's play straight up. He's like, dog, listen to me. I'm gonna give you this free 15, because one thing I'm not finna let you do is go over my head for about 30 or 40. And that's the mentality that when he said that, I'm like, bro, yes, that's a DB mentality right there. Like, honestly, like, you gonna get this quick little 15 or this quick little 10 from me holding you. But the one thing you ain't finna get is I ain't finna just let you beat me. And I appreciate that from Siobhan Ravel when I saw the rep of him going up against a Pickens in the red zone. You know what I'm saying? And he's still fighting. You know what I'm saying? To the end, it's still tight. You know what I'm saying? Now I do want I'm gonna be real with y'all, like, in terms of y'all, if y'all trying to test separation and making sure, like, is that like a separation to, that was Reggie Wayne, Papa Surge, appreciate you. It was Reggie Wayne. Yes, it was Reggie Wayne. Appreciate it, Papa Surge, Papa Shug. Yes, it was Reggie Wayne, because he was I knew it was a bigger receiver, because it was a little freak of an athlete. Yes, it was Reggie Wayne. Yes, Reggie Wayne was mad as hell because Prime in his older years was fouling the hell out of him and would not let him just beat him. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate that. But like I'm saying, going back what I said, we shouldn't use Pickens, as great as a receiver Pickens is, as a test to see if, is Siobhan Ravel fully back. Not only I think he's fully back from injury, but I'm talking about, is he fully back? Has he corrected some of those errors that he had coming out of college, which is, the loose of the hips, separation type guys. Why is that, Lou? I'll answer that because Pickens is not a separation receiver. We all know that. Pickens separation comes at the top of the route, you know what I'm saying? Or in those, he gets off like a Dez Bryant. We all know that. But in terms of a route runner, that's why I really want to see reps of Siobhan Ravel versus CeeDee Lamb. I really want to see how he handles versus CeeDee Lamb, how he's able to, because is he still able to make it still a physical matchup even versus a CeeDee Lamb? Because honestly, that's CeeDee Lamb's kryptonite, going up against them really physical receivers who can, or physical corners who can stay with him. If Siobhan Ravel can do that, all right, now, what I'm saying? I'm seeing some development there. So we can start already evaluating corner and receiver right now, even without the pads on, because what they doing, it's not necessarily going to be any different from when when they put the pads on. You know what I'm saying? He said, I say, not proceed to what's the name? Yes, bro. One thing I like is that the offense, I'm noticing with Dak is on another level right now. They got what is it? They got acronyms for the offense now. They trying to be the best offense there is. They got high expectations because, yeah, bro, I really believe, bro, there's another level to this offense. I know a lot of people was just comfortable, saying like, hey, this offense, all we need to do is score 30 and 40 and we'll be good, keep the same. I'm like, nah, bro, this offense still it's a lot of improving to do within there. And I'm glad we got Clayton Adams. He spilled all the beans in terms of that, because he was basically saying, bro, like we need to be improving in terms of like on a down execution, staying ahead of the chains, you know what I'm saying? Staying on schedule, being able to not use the running game as a sidekick to the passing game, because he said it out his mouth. That's not how championships are made. It's gotta be the other way around. It's gotta be you gotta feature the running game as a threat and use your weapons as the decoy. Just like, in my opinion, like Philly did when they won. You know what I'm saying? AJ Brown, Devontae Smith was the decoys. We all know that the main thing that put the fear of God in people's hearts about Philly offense was Saquon and that offensive line. You feel me? And I know a lot of people, they don't want to jump into that for us because we ain't got a Saquon, but we got something even better than what Philly got. We got Clayton Adams. They ain't have no obscure or out of this world or innovative ass run game. Kellen Moore ain't no running game ass coach. We know Kellen Moore love to pass. He got, you know what I'm saying? Now he's very creative of playing the numbers, but all that, I'm telling you right now, all Philly was doing, inside zone, outside zone. Inside zone, outside zone. And they run game coordinator was the offensive line coach. And they fired him as the run game coordinator in the middle of last season. That should tell you off bat that he's not on Clayton Adams' level. So when you take that into account of what we got as an offensive coordinator, take into account that, yeah, they had a gangster offensive line, but we got a gangster ass interior, and we got a gangster offensive line in terms of run blocking. I will stamp that. You know what I'm saying? We got a fullback that's highly underrated. We got a lot of investments in here, man. Yeah, Jeff Stall's a GOAT offensive line coach, but he's a pretty average ass run game coordinator. I'll tell you that. He can develop some offensive linemen. But I'm talking in terms of run game coordinator, they fired him mid-season as a run game coordinator. That's what actually that was a T that they put in the article. I pay attention to my enemies. They said that's what kind of lost the friction, especially with that OC they had last year. That's why they wanted to fire him, because the OC they had last year was Sirianni's guy. And they kind of like, it was kind of a little coaching politicking thing when they took the run game responsibilities away from Stoutland, even though they just won the championship before. But basically what I'm saying is, what we have here in Dallas, what we invested into, like, yeah, there's another step of evolution for us to being dangerous, bro. Like us being able to handle the down and down, not necessarily having to like be in shootouts in order for us to be dangerous. No, like we can throttle down and whoop your ass, and we can, you know what I'm saying? We can get some explosive plays in the run game, and we can go over the top for about 30 or 40, or we can kill you within the, you know what I'm saying? Like there's another aspect of it, and I'm glad that, you know, I'm hearing the emphasis of that in practice. Shout out to Brian Brothers. He reported on it, how they have been really harping in, you know, trying to improve this running game, you know, by having a lot of plays catered to that. Like he said it, and he quote saying it was an emphasis. He felt like it was an emphasis to run the ball within practice. So, and the fact that you're doing that without the pads on only gives me like an inkling of like, bro, yeah, you really serious, Shotty, about trying to have some physical practices this year and really trying to improve that run game from last year, because it wasn't necessarily up to your standards this year. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I love what I said from Dak. I already said the defensive backs, and then we're gonna talk about it too. I'm love what I'm hearing from like, bro. I like y'all. I think we got somebody. Look, I think we cooked with Caleb Downs, bro. I'm gonna play some clips. What I heard from Shotty. Within that, we're going to react to a couple of things. I got a couple of things for Shotty. A couple of things from Jerry. Jerry just spoke yesterday. We're going to talk about, I see y'all in here with the Max to Dallas. Yes, I got something for that. You know what I'm saying? But staying on topic with Caleb Downs, the one thing I keep hearing, and I think this is the ultimate measure. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm big on patterns. I listen to my coaches. I think if I was to take a peek of their evaluation sheet on how they grade players, the number one thing, and because Shotty keeps harping on it, and he keeps saying that's why he loved from Caleb Downs, is when he tell you one thing, he don't want to tell you more than once. And that goes mainly from an on the field aspect of it. When I correct you on something, I want to be able to trust you on the field, so you ain't gonna make that mistake again. And that's the one thing all these coaches have been saying about Caleb Downs, and players included. They don't view Caleb as a rookie. Excuse me. I said they don't view Caleb as a rookie. That's huge. I'm hearing that. Every time I hear that statement, and then they said that same exact compliment for another player that I want to highlight too, give credit to, because now I'm starting to get a little bit more confident because I'm hearing the similar compliments to him as well. That's gaining me more confidence because I'm hearing the same. It's not just you complimenting him, it's that you give him the same compliments that you gave Caleb. What I'm hearing and the way they talk about Caleb is that they're getting a sense of trust in this guy. You know what I'm saying? And them saying that they not viewing him as a rookie, bro, it tells me that they're going to, during the season, once they give him the basics, pretty soon within the season, Caleb is going to be out there doing some very complicated things, and probably he going to be just like a Booker. What do you mean by that, Lou? Y'all saw the damn leadership council? It's Booker year 2, and he already a leader on that side of the ball. I think Caleb probably gonna be faster than Booker in terms of that. He gonna be a leader on that side of the ball. Very, very soon. Probably already now. Because that's huge, y'all. The fact that they've already mentioned that. Yeah, like I put it in my video that this defense is very similar to what he ran with Jim Knowles, when he ran with Nick Saban, and what he ran for Matt Patricia. But they even said they even got some new stuff in there. People didn't peep that. They got some new stuff in there. And he'll make one mistake, it's gone. Very next time. Very next time. You know what I'm saying? So those are huge, huge compliments, man. It gives me reassurance and confirm, like, I already thought he was gonna be a star, but I'm almost like penciling it in like in ink. You know what I'm saying? Stamping it like, you know, in the 1800s, they had the little feather and they had to stamp it. I'm almost finna stamp it. Because I'm here, it's you know, it's not just hype, it's the little things. It's the little things that you able to pick up and put down what the coach is saying off bat, and they not afraid to put a lot on your plate. This is not a normal. This is not normal, y'all. You know, I think we haven't hyped up Caleb enough, but we finna see it on the film. I can't wait to see this kid play some football. But let me transition in to the other guy. Better yet, let me just, you know, let's actually listen to him. But you know, let's listen to him first. I want to listen to him first about what he said about Caleb, and then I'm gonna get into the other person that I feel that he's also talking about. Okay, so actually, this is not the correct video. I'm gonna come back to that video. But let's start with Caleb first, because we already on Caleb though. You know what I'm saying? So let's start with Caleb. You know what I'm saying?
Coach, Nick, I'm like that video. I wanted to ask about Caleb down thing. What did you notice specifically about him going through the process, going through training camp?
Yeah, again, another guy, you know, like Jay Sean, where, you know, football is critically.
It's probably double audio, bro. My bad. I know I just fixed it. You know, doing some new things, but I think I caught it now. Let me know if y'all can hear it now. If it's good now. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all see if it's good now.
Nick, I'm like that video. I wanted to ask about Caleb down thing. What did you notice specifically about him going through the process, going through training camp?
Yeah, again, another guy, you know, like Jay Sean, where, you know, football is critically important to him. He was raised that way. He loves the game. He loves playing the game, being around his brothers, his teammates. The thing I've talked, you know, pretty consistently about Caleb has been, you know, for a young player, they all make mistakes, young and old. Caleb is different in a lot of ways in regards to when he makes a mistake, he doesn't repeat it.
For anybody, what'd you say, Shotty?
Different in a lot of ways in regards to when he makes a mistake, he doesn't repeat it. I mean,
it may be something small and minute. I don't know if I captured it in this clip, but when Shotty's gonna talk about like what he's saying, the opposite of what he's saying. Like if somebody makes a mistake and they keep making a mistake, it's a really big pet peeve of Shotty. Really big pet peeve. Almost to a fact that I believe if you don't fundamentally get that correct, your ass probably won't see the field. If you somebody, and I gotta keep telling you, we all got kids, I gotta keep telling you what to do over and over again. And we over here, he values teachers, so I can only imagine Shotty's a teacher himself. But if he gotta keep teaching it to you over and over again, well, then I can't trust you. But one more time, man.
Different in a lot of ways in regards to when he makes a mistake, he doesn't repeat it. I mean, ever. Like, I can't think of a play that he's made a mistake, it's been correct, he's made a mistake. So there.
He said, I mean, ever. I mean, that kid gets it. And then, like, you ain't got to tell him no more. Boop, he didn't put them words that Shotty said in his inner memory bank. Now he know. Quickly. And you know what I'm saying? The pads ain't fully on yet, but like this has been a common theme we've been seeing. He been get it. Because honestly, I ain't gonna take away from him because we got rookies on this team that he already mentioned that they haven't got it immediately. You know what I'm saying? Because it's naturally for a rookie to have some slow, you know, build up, some slow turnover in terms of the mental aspect of it. So for him, like he's talking about like not ever. No, it's probably something they praising over and over again behind the scenes as a coaching staff, bro.
Ability to take the coaching and apply it. And I said to the guys the other day, not necessarily about Caleb, but what coaches want are guys that are not repeat, you know, mistake. They keep making mistakes and then repeating them. That's frustrating. Want are guys that are not repeat, you know, mistake. They keep making mistakes and then repeating them. That's frustrating as a coach. You're like, man, and you take it internally about yourself too. Like, what are guys that are not repeat, you know, mistake. They keep making mistakes and then repeating them. That's frustrating as a coach. You're like, man, and you take it internally about yourself too. Like, what am I doing wrong? Why can't I not get this guy to understand? Caleb is not that way at all.
See, that's what I'm saying? Like, this little aspect of it is huge, man. Because he's talking about, like, players like that, bruh. He's basically saying it makes him question himself as a coach. Like, is my delivery wrong? Like, are we, you know, am I not hitting your area as a teacher? We ain't got that much hands-on. Are we not watching the correct things in film? You know what I'm saying? Like he was being transparent there. Like, when players don't get and they keep making the same, it's very frustrating. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it's not only he's losing trust in the player, but it's like he's losing trust in himself. So the fact that I hope people do not overlook this aspect of it. But the fact that Caleb, you tell him once and he gets it forever, that's huge, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's huge. That's huge, man. That's a weight lifted off of him. He feel like having Caleb in the building is a weight lifted off of him. I'm telling you right now. Let me turn down the music for a little bit when I say this. Those are the traits of a future Green Dot, y'all. Those are the future traits of a Green Dot, y'all. Why you say that, Lou? I'm glad you say that. Remember when we was going through the coaching, right? And we were showing y'all. Remember our favorite. You know, I ain't gonna always. You know, I'm not afraid to say it. My favorite candidate in there was Durante Jones from Minnesota, and my biggest aspect of it, which Christian got, but we didn't have, like, you know, physical evidence online like we did for Durante, is how much of a teacher he was. He said he was credentialed as a teacher. And he laid it out that it's like a lesson plan. And we all been in school. We all do. But like teachers, they always have a certain level to when they know you got it. And he said it in one of his videos, Durante, when he was describing it like a teacher. He said it, the highest level is when you can get it and you can teach the class as well. If you can teach the class, you are a what, y'all? A teacher. You are a what? A teacher. So if he's earning this amount of trust, I don't know when. I think they'll probably announce it. If he gets it like immediately, I think it's by like week 7. They'll probably announce he's a Green Dot. But I'm saying, if he can get and grasp his portion of the scheme and be able to teach it back to the coach, where, you know, like they have the ultimate confidence in him. When teachers love that, and the one thing about that, they'll bring you up as a teacher's what? Pet. The teacher's a what? Assistant. And the Green Dot on the field at the end of the day is what? An extension of the coach. So all I'm saying is this is a mark of a future Green Dot, man. Let me see if he said anything in here.
Caleb makes the corrections. He's dialed in, and it's been pretty impressive. Especially, you see his exposure to a lot of defenses coming from, you know, Alabama and Ohio State.
All right, so now let me get into the player who, like, recently, like, and I made a short on, if y'all, you know, been following me on all the socials, I got, you know, Instagram and everything like that. You know, like, you know, Instagram, I put it out shorts. The one guy that, you know, I was iffy on, but I thought he would be a good player, but in terms of like getting it off bat, I was worried about. But this is the same guy, and somebody, I think A64 said it earlier. Listen how you talk about Barham.
Joe Hoyt, Dallas Morning News. Jayshon Barham seems to have a very serious demeanor. Some people said they don't know if they've seen him smile yet. How would you describe Jayshon's demeanor and how he's in just off the field too?
I just think he's dialed in. He's all about ball, man. I mean, he loves football. He loves playing football. You know, he asks really good questions, but it's a job. It's a job for him. And I think some guys come out of college and they learn quickly that the NFL is a job, and you could get cut, you could get, traded, different things like that. I think he understands that this is something that that's really important to him, and he wants to be a Cowboy for a long time. And he's made a very strong impression early on.
All right, and let me go back to that other video I just did, because the beginning of it, he when they were talking about Caleb, look at this. He was like, just to catch it.
They come with a nice ass video. What does that fuck end up down thing? What did you notice specifically about him going through the process, going through training camp?
Yeah, again, another guy, like Jayshon, where, football is critically important to him. He was raised that way. He loves the game. He loves playing the game, being around his brothers, his teammates. The thing I've talked, pretty consistently.
Go back when he said just like Jayshon.
Ball is critically important to him. He was raised that way. He loves the game. He loves playing the game, being around his brothers, his teammates. The thing I've talked, pretty consistently about Caleb is.
Okay, let me make sure, because I thought it was something else. No, that was it. But I was basically connecting the dots that, not saying that Jayshon Barham is on the same level as a Caleb Downs, but, they cut from that same cloth, him and Caleb, in terms of playing football first. And he also mentioned when they were asking him, like, what are guys that you are impressed with early on? Barham name did come up, you know what I'm saying? So as far as the inside linebacker goes, like, I think he's turning some heads, because he said it. He didn't say it like, as confidently with Caleb, like he only got to tell him once, but he's asking the right questions. He's trying to get it right. That gives me hope. For me, be honest with you, I like, as far as the linebackers we got right now, I hope Barham can get it and get it fast from a physical aspect of it, because we're going to get into it. You're going to transition in because as for Monday, I'm not sold on this starting linebacker core, or the rotation that we have. And I think that's one of the main areas that I'm going to be paying attention to heavily. And I do mean heavily when the pads come on a Monday, tomorrow. I'm going to be paying attention to that to the ultimate degree, because what I've been seeing from the clips from Overshown, even, Dean Winters, he's at the wheel, but especially with Overshown or with Shamar James coming there, I don't even like how they look physically. I know our offensive line is great, and I know a lot of people say, well, Lou, your offensive line is great, but at the same time, dog, they are professionals. They are a better defense than last year, and I know the offense is going to win a lot more, but I want to see the defense be able to, especially my linebackers, if you're going to be in on the run game, like, hold on. Let me see if I got this picture, so I can explain it to y'all. Like, because I think people don't understand from a schematical standpoint of it, like why I'm like crucial on the linebacker play this year, and why like I'm just not like I know we got what was it, D tackles this year. They're gonna do a lot for. I think the D tackles are gangster, but let me say NGO, because I used to have that picture of it. Yes, this is it. I think this is it. Hold on, my bad, y'all. I'm building this plane within the sky. Didn't think I was gonna be able to show this today, but like this is important though, because I want to be able to show it to y'all, like on why like this is important to me, because I want to be able to, we get the personnel right in there, and why like we can't just be, just putting anything back there. Like I'm, like, and I feel like that's what the Dallas Cowboys, whenever they invest in the area, they go very, very, I don't want to say lackluster, but iffy in one area. So they do it, like, and I see them do it before a running back. When they invest heavily into the offensive line, as our former offensive lineman, I love that, but I also very much so tell you right now, like running backs are just as important, bro. Like a great running back will, you know, cover up what we messing up. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing goes for the other end. Like, and I think we are gangster up front. I will tell you that we are gangster up front in terms of this. Let me see. Let me just add this picture in here real fast so I can explain it. You know, appreciate everybody for coming in here, man. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the content, man. All right, boom. Y'all seen the picture before. I've had it in my my previous videos. In my, you know, I did like 40 videos on that. Now here's my thing. And this is why I'm huge up on it. Man, do I want it to cover my face? I'll put it down here. How about that? Make it a little smaller. Y'all can still see it. So this is gonna be mainly our run scheme, bro. Like right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6 in a box right here. I've seen numerous of clips. I actually seen a leak clip of CP explaining the scheme of what he expects from the D tackles. That's why I'm pretty confident, and I'm arguing this point. And I care about the Cowboys too much, man. We're gonna be doing a lot of this scheme right here, man. We're not so like a traditional 3-4 is when you 2 gap, but a gap and a half is basically you have a primary gap and a secondary gap that you're sharing with someone. Basically, what I'm saying is this. Our D tackles won't always be 2 gapping. They will be firing off 1 gapping, and then they'll be covering a half to cover up multiple blockers. Yes, they're gonna be always, but a lot of the times, if you see what number 41 right here, you're owning a gap by yourself. And no one can save you from that. So I need to see you have some type of block shedding ability, some type of strength within, you know, some explosive strength from up your upper body or some, you know, from your lower body in terms of getting by the guards, tackles, and centers. The pads are not on, but the one thing I'm going to be very much so harping on or keying in on Monday, because I have not liked what I've seen from Overshown, Dean Winters, or the clips I've seen. I know it's just clips, you know what I'm saying? But I really want to see us defend the run better, especially them, like the linebackers in particular. And it's going back to Barham. Barham has been doing pretty good with it in terms of that when he knows when the ball is going the right way, because he's more physically built than an Overshown. Overshown is not built. That's why when you hear Steven talk about Overshown, and when we've been saying it all season, but the first thing Overshown needs to worry about this season is staying healthy. So like, this is the area I'm going to be, one of the key areas I'm going to be paying attention to when the pads come on tomorrow. I need to see right here when you own this C-gap Overshown that you win some directly, because that's the right side. That's the left tackle that's going to be on that gap. I need to see you win some one-on-one matchups versus Tyler Guyton for me to have confidence in you. But if I'm being real with y'all, I don't have confidence. Because you're not being Tyler Guyton with the pads off. You should have that. You should have the advantage right now. Ain't nothing to grab on for Tyler Guyton. You know what I'm saying? Like you can slip by, you can call some holding calls, all that. When the pads come on, the intensity will crank up a bit. Now we're not thudding no more. You know, the trenches were for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now they can probably take you all the way to the ground. What if we decide to, like, I don't know, like, we do some type of G sweep and that C gap is you and Tyler Smith? Can anybody have any confidence of him versus Tyler Smith? No, I know that's a high bar, but just because it's a high bar, we can't excuse that. Because we're not the only team in the league with a gangster guard. Hell, there's teams in the league with gangster tackles, especially in our division. Yeah, you're going to lose versus this almighty group we have, but also I need to see you win some, right? Some? Some. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna tell you right now, what I've been seeing from you versus Tyler Guyton and Smith when they get up to the next level, boy. Hey man, hey, you look like a damn boy. You be getting punched up on, boy. I'm gonna tell you that right now, man. I'm telling you that right now. Every time they make it up to the next level, the saxophones are calling, boy. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. So, Barham, please come save us, or we're gonna transition in later on after I get past for Monday. Offensive, defensive line. I'm gonna see that crank up a bit, because we've been seeing the matchups between tomorrow when the pass come on. Oh, I can't wait, especially the pass rush. I've seen a couple of wins. People have been placing clips of the pass rush winning. It is clips, and I'm taking that with the ultimate grain of salt. I'm telling you that right now. All of them, every one last one of them wins, because the one person who's looking gangster in them clips, they end up not being the same story as Donovan Ezaraku. Speaking of Donovan Ezaraku, I have not seen no clips of Donovan Ezaraku, but I'm very interested to see that, because that's where the real evaluation begins. And we know that because Shotty said this way back when, Lou. Shotty said the real evaluation begins in, he said this in OTAs, okay? Hold on. Here, this is the clip right here from OTAs.
I don't think so. Again, I think, like I said, I feel like we've added a lot of good depth. But I do think, Clarence, that once we get into pads and things like that, I think I'll have a better answer for you. But once we get into pads and things like that, I think I'll have a better answer for you. I don't think so. Again, I think, like I said, I feel like we've added a lot of good depth. But I do think, Clarence, that once we get into pads and things like that, I think I'll have a better answer for you. But until you're truly fitting runs and truly rushing the passer and protecting the passer into pads and things like that, I think I'll have a better answer for you. But until you're truly fitting runs and truly rushing the passer and protecting the passer and things like that in pads, I like the way we look on paper. I like the makeup of the character of the guys we have, and watching them move around out there in shorts, we look pretty good.
And in context, they asked him in that question, they were asking him, like, do you feel like we need to add something to this team? You know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of do you like what we have so far? And y'all already know how we feel about it. I might come back to running back in terms of tomorrow, but I want to go right here because I don't want to, dive off too far from that. And let's hear a word from the sponsor real quick. Before we do that, because we're gonna stay right here in terms of what he said. We need evaluation and we need the pass to come on and everything like that. But let's go into the sponsor real quick. Shout out PrizePicks, man. They're doing a new thing, a new thing. That if you play $5, you win $150 for more. To click the link down in the description below for more details. I have another lineup that I want to show you guys that I just placed in today. All of these are for week one. Week one. Yes, they already have week one. And I bro, I ain't gonna lie, some easy little, bread y'all can make from right now. Like look at these lineups. Myles Garrett. You know what I'm saying? They're saying over. I did the over of 0.75 sacks. So if he get one sack, that's the, you know what I'm saying? That's the over. You know what I'm saying? We cash out. You know what I'm saying? So Ashton Genty, over rushing or receiving a half. Max Crosby, same thing. Over 0.75 sacks. This is the first game, week one. You tell me if this is some easy pickings. I don't know. You tell me. CeeDee Lamb, that's from last time. Over the half. Rushing or receiving, and Kenneth Walker, newest running back to KC, over on the half as well. I know I did a bunch of overs, look crazy, but look, man. I'm feeling very confident. Especially, I think some of these, I'm gonna find out. We're gonna find out, but I feel good, especially with the. I wasn't just going all willy nilly. It's the opponents too. Like I think, like Myles Garrett and them, they playing the Chargers. You know what I'm saying? Then I think Ashton Genty, who was they playing? I think yeah, they're playing a pretty easier team. Like I was going off like the tackles from last year, where these guys was, you know what I'm saying? So, and us versus New York. I know New York is a different team, but we gonna always. I feel like we ain't gonna never have a game where we under target CeeDee Lamb. So, shout out to PrizePicks and everything like that for sponsoring this video. All right, let's transition in from that and immediately go over. Okay, just making sure that if I had a button like that to. From there, because he said this in OTAs, but this is interesting because they just asked him another question in terms of personnel, what you've been doing and everything like that, and what's been happening. Tell me from what he said. Y'all just heard what he said in OTAs, saying, you got to wait till the pass come on. But listen here.
Clarence Hill, DLLS Cowboys. Stephen Jones said yesterday that you guys are actively searching to add players to the roster, whether via trade or via sign-up ratings. Are you doing daily personnel meetings and kind of assessing how guys are going daily? How do y'all do that?
Yeah, it's constant communication, either through text. I go sit in Stephen and Will's office. We just talk. We grab each other. I was just talking to him about something.
Sign-up ratings. Are you doing daily personnel meetings and kind of assessing how guys are going daily? How do y'all do that?
Yeah, it's constant communication, either through text. I go sit in Stephen and Will's office. We just talk. We grab each other. I was just talking to him about something. Walking out to practice, but it's daily, and we're going to do that 24/7, 365. And
where'd y'all hear that phrase from?
I think the communication's been awesome.
That being said, you had 2 practices a day off. I guess a day off yesterday. Who stood out to you?
Yeah, this is the part that I sent because this is where he said bar him. But what I want to highlight there from OTAs, he said that you got to wait. Like earlier, he was saying like OTAs, wait till the pass come on when they asked him this question, like, and before we can evaluate, before you can. He didn't say until we got in the training camp. He said the pass come on. Basically, when I'm deducting from that, their true evaluation start tomorrow. Because or for a lot of positions, I think you could evaluate receiver and DB, day one and quarterback. But for linebackers, you know what I'm saying? Offensive alignment, defensive alignment, pass rusher, running back, that starts tomorrow. But they already been having conversations, he's saying. What changed? This is what me and Boss are talking about right now. There's a new wave. I'm getting a sense of, I'm getting that George Pickens type of trade, type of instance in the building. When I'm talking about before we traded for George Pickens, I'm getting that feeling. I'm getting that Quentin Williams type of trade in the building. I'm telling you that right now because it's a lot of conversation. I feel like they having a board meeting where they bring in all these ideas up front, and I'm gonna confirm it because this is gonna transition into what Jerry said. Jerry just had a video he did with Tommy Yarish on Dallas Cowboys YouTube and everything like that. And that's what he's saying too, the way he's speaking as well. You know what I'm saying? Something similar.
Of aggressiveness. You mentioned earlier this week the potential for a substantive move, and Steven said that he wouldn't be surprised if your starters on defense change from now until week 1. Over the course of the next couple of weeks, whether it be a trade or a signing, do you expect to add another defensive high-caliber starter before week 1?
Well, without reflecting at all on the potential or the players that we have on defense, the people that we have brought in at this particular point. And I don't want it to imply that that is something of a concern. But the facts are there are times without even having to evaluate to some degree what.
Yeah, y'all catch that what he said? Go back a little bit.
Of a concern. But the facts are there are times without even having to evaluate to some degree.
See? You see what I'm talking about? I don't know. The volume is very low. Let me see if I can get the volume up for y'all. Volume is pretty low. Let me see. I'm gonna turn that one up and then I'm gonna turn this one up. Let me start it over for y'all. Let me see if y'all can hear it.
one?
Well, without reflecting at all on the potential or the players that we have on defense, the people that we have brought in at this particular point. And I don't want it to imply that that is something of a concern. But the facts are there are times without even having to evaluate to some degree what.
Yeah, Hyper, yes. He said without even having to evaluate. I think that's a key. I think that gives us a key on the position too. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, like, charging my thing, make sure it don't die on my phone. Shout out to Pesos, man, for the 15, man. They got you 3 entries. You know, we are still doing a giveaway. I think I'm gonna do the giveaway the very next. I might do it off stream and post the winner in the community chat as well. We're giving away 2 Fandango movie gift cards and everything like that. Spider-Man just came out. Odyssey, trying to send somebody to the movies. So yeah, just know you send $5 entries every entry. I got you 3 entries. Shout out Pesos. But that's key. And going back here, that's key because remember what Shotty said. What was the true evaluation? We already started camp, y'all. DB and wide receiver, quarterback, positions you can evaluate. But he said, what Shotty said, in terms of run fits, rushing the passer, protecting, and in terms of running the ball, that's where you can't evaluate that until the pass come on. The pass come on tomorrow. They've already been talking about trades. They came in talking about trades. What are they talking about in terms of adding then that you don't need to evaluate? You know what I'm saying? Like, what like y'all tell me, man. What are they talking about when they talking about it, and we're talking about defense? You know what I'm saying? Shout out Lee Commander. Yeah, I did speak on it with offense and Gotti. Yeah, you got to rewind it back because I felt them on it, but you know, Clayton Adams, me and you, I think you missed the show with me and Boss. We did a show on what's the next step for the offense if he want to hit the greatest offense there is type of thing. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, man, I'm getting. Y'all tell me, am I sipping too much of this trade Kool-Aid or what? Am I? I know I'm typically, you know, labeled as the negative one, you know what I'm saying, like that. But am I connecting these dots here seem? That's why I'm getting that Quentin Williams type of vibe. I'm getting that Chris. I'm not gonna say Chris. That George Pickens type of vibe. You know, where right before they made a trade, they couldn't stop talking about it. Remember, they couldn't stop talking about it. I have yet to see anybody in terms of like big media guys throw cold water on this Max Crosby thing. No one have. The only thing I've seen so far, somebody has thrown cold water on that Jordan Brooks thing, but people are still trying to keep that alive. Because I mean, I think that's just chum. I think they are looking for a linebacker. I don't think it's Jordan Brooks though, because I think Jordan Brooks and Miami are locked in because they just did an extension. There's no way, and it makes no possible sense for them to trade him right now. Even like I know people think, because the Cowboys love players on contracts. Yeah, not a player who's freshly on a new contract. But in terms of, it may not even be Max Crosby, but I can tell you right now, they are definitely and heavily looking for somebody. Yeah, I'm getting that Amari Cooper type of thing. And I'm so glad. The reason why I love it, and we're going to get into it, bro, I'm really getting that feeling like it's at the end. Like they might even do this, like, you know what I'm saying? Like soon, before the season, which I will even love it. I'm gonna let me rewind a bit, but I'm gonna let him keep talking though, because that's very key though. You don't have to evaluate. Shotty before when they asked him that question in the OTAs, they said let's wait to evaluation. Now we got here, and they said they've been talking every day. Seems to me, like I said, there's a divide. And then why I say there's a divide? It's because some aggressive ideas have been brought to the boardroom. It's been brought to the boardroom because when you hear it, forgive me if I'm wrong, y'all. And we went over it in Saturday's show. I think it was Friday or Saturday. We went over it, man. The way that Steve has been talking about these trades versus how Jerry been talking. Steve has been mentioning how, it can be an older guy. You can bring him in here. It can be depth, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that. And how's Jerry talking? Let me tell you how Jerry talking. I'm gonna come back to that point, but I'm telling you right now, that's why I'm getting that George Pickens or that Quentin Williams type of eerie feeling. Not eerie, but you know what I'm saying, like excited feeling, like the Kool-Aid is coming in terms of this trade talk. But you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of noise, you know what I'm saying. And listen to. I'm gonna let this play fully. I may cut this off again, but listen to Jerry's words. It's a very short and quick interview, but it was to the point.
Defense, the people that we have brought in at this particular point. And I don't want it to imply that.
By the way, I love that he said that too, because mind y'all, we've been fighting for them to like reconsider Max and and other playmakers. But the one thing we've been fighting all season, people have been thinking that we've been saying like, they've been thinking that been dissing the other moves, like we've been dissing Gary. It's like, no, we want to add to Gary. We want to add to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad that he pointed that out. Like, no, right, like. What we're trying to add, we ain't trying to replace, the bananas and the banana split. We trying to put the cherry on top to this. You know what I'm saying? We trying to put the cherry on top to this season, or to this off season of acquisitions. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that he's telling that to Cowboy Nation so they can view it that way, because that's how we're trying to view it too, by adding another playmaker in here. It's not that we don't think less of these guys. It's that we have a need, and we've added a lot of people in here because a lot of people fail to understand that we were lacking numbers on defense. We let a lot of people go, but we needed to add. The need of certain aspects of this team, especially on this defense, has yet to be filled.
That is something of a concern. But the facts are, there are times without even having to evaluate to some degree what you've got, you can see that an opportunity would help you. Because it takes more than one guy to play any position, much less several positions. There's no question that we think enough of our opportunity here with what we've got with Dak and the team.
Notice what he's saying. Like, I'm telling y'all, bro,
that we think enough of our opportunity that we would use some of the future salary cap, some of the future draft
Hold on. Run that back, player. What you say, player?
With what we've got with Dak and the team, that we think enough of our opportunity that we would use some of the future salary cap, some of the future draft consideration, some of the future, if you will, trade asset. We would use some of it to add to this team right now, and that's what I was trying to say.
This is Butters, you know what I'm saying? You just sit back and cool out to some of my smooth tunes, okay? Yeah. All right, is that cool? Yeah.
Jerry cooking. Hey, man. Put all y'all feelings aside right now of how you feel about this man over the last 30 years. Because I've been telling you one thing. One, I'm going to be fair. And two, I'm going to highlight a point. I'm going to highlight a pattern to you that's going to get you on my side. When y'all been watching us, but when they said they traded for George Pickens, who was the two people that Will McClay, I'm going to say it again. Who was the two people that Will McClay credited for the push of George Pickens? Who was the two people that Will McClay credited, y'all? Shout out Sammy Jones for the $10. I got you 2 entries, man. Who was the two people? I'm waiting for somebody to put it. Eric, go. Hyper been watching us. Jerry and Shotty. That's who got it. Well, when it came to, hold on, man. Hold on, man. Hold on. I don't even... When it came to getting Quentin Williams, who got credited? Who got credited for the push of Quentin Williams, y'all? Who got credited? Who got credited? Who got credited for Quentin Williams? Actually, one of the coaches that got credit, it was a coach that got credited, y'all. So let me see if y'all really know. It was a coach that got credited, and that coach is now no longer here. Who was the coach that got credited along with, but you know, who was in that upper room? Who got credited for getting in? Who was working for Quentin Williams? Bonus points. Pop-up quiz. Ain't gonna wait to put on the quiz. Who was the coach, y'all? Who was the coach that pushed? There you go, 864. There you go. So I'm putting 2 and 2 together here, man. Yep. Yes, Drell. Yes, Marcus. Yep. Yes, DX Flash. Yes. Pop. Y'all passed the pop quiz. Look at y'all. Look at y'all. Y'all didn't pass the pop quiz. So y'all, this is a bonus question on the quiz. Who is the person that's responsible for us still? We are still trying to add something to this defense. Who's pushing for that, y'all? Who's pushing for that? Who's pushing for that? Who's pushing for that? Who's pushing for it right now? People will call it assumption, but it's an educated assumption, though, right? Some hypotheses are educated because we can make a greater. We got enough evidence, you know what I'm saying, to make it. So who's making this push, y'all? Who's making this push? Who's making this push? Ooh, Drell.
OG Parker.
Oh yeah, y'all didn't know I had that one right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Who making that push, Hyper? Who making that push? Right, Drell, you right too. But why do we think it's
OG Parker?
Why do we think it's OG Parker though? Why do we think it's OG Parker though? No, it's a very Marcus. It's a very good. I think it's a very educated assumption. You know why? You know what I'm saying? Why we think it's
OG Parker?
You know what I'm saying? Hold on, man. Why we think it's OG Parker? What did Christian Parker say? And I'm looking for a phrase. I know I'm giving y'all a lot of extra, you know, what's the name? But quickly now, I need y'all to answer quickly now on why, you know, my guy.
OG Parker.
Why did he make that assumption? Quickly now, I need the answer. I need the answer now. What did he say in his first press conference about that front? What did he say about his players? What was the phrase he used? We gonna keep bringing this up. What was the phrase he used? Well, I need a phrase. It's It's a three-word phrase. What did he say? What did Christian Parker say that he need for his defense? What did he say? Come on, y'all. The saxophones. You know what? 864. I would take that too, but it's a three-word phrase that he said though. I'll take that too. That's a great. You got it right too. No, it's a three-word phrase. 3 words, y'all. Remember what he said directly. Why he needed it. I'm gonna see if somebody gonna get it, man. I'm gonna see if somebody gonna get it. What was that? No, it wasn't multiple. No, it was a 3. Matter of fact, Boss just highlighted it in one of his shows. The phrase start with a P. I'm helping y'all out now. The phrase start with a P. The phrase start with a P. The phrase start with a P now. You know what I'm saying? I know. Look, I'm trying to give y'all the points on this test, man. Phrase start with a P. What did he say? I know somebody gonna get it. The phrase start with a P. Come on, man. Yeah. I know y'all gonna get it, bro. I know y'all gonna get it. I know. No, that says a 3-word. Lee, I know you. That boy, what's the name of that OG Parker, right? He said
OG Parker.
It's a 3-word phrase, and the phrase start with a P. 3-word phrase is non-physicality. Dog, I'm gonna help y'all out, bro. I'm saying, what was the 3-word? The question is, Marcus, what was the 3-word phrase that Christian Parker said that is very much so giving us a good hypothetical that he's the one making this push? Close, real. The phrase I'm looking for, the phrase, you tap it out. The phrase I'm looking for, he said, for the scheme to work, you got to pay to play. Pay to play. In order for this, he said, word for word, in order for this scheme to work, you got to pay to play. He said you got to pay to play. But y'all did, hey, now yeah, I know it's you know what I'm saying? I know y'all I'm still, hey, y'all still, you know what I'm saying? Look, hold on. I'm gonna still give y'all a round of applause for that. I'm gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna still give y'all a round of applause for that. Yeah. Hey, look, it's a hard one. Y'all still, because y'all was saying it. Yeah, he said great players make great. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but remember what he said. The very key thing he said is that and he said that in the opening press conference, and he said it on 105.3 The Fan, is that you're going to have to pay to play. He said you got to pay to play. He said you got to pay to play. He kept saying it about the front. You got to pay to play. Yeah. And that's why we can very much so assume and very much so be correct about that he's the one making that push. That's why when he first came in, he said, they said, welcome. They said, welcome.
OG Parker.
They said, welcome, OG Parker. Welcome, Christian Parker. He said, yeah. Fuck all that. I've been hearing on the phone that they've been shopping. Go get me Max Crosby. Do you need anything else? Do you need a glass of water? He said, no, man. Go get me Max Crosby.
OG Parker.
I saw a video on that on Facebook, Tony. He is talking, he talking big shit to them players too. Cause he young too. Yeah, like I've been seeing that too. But the very first move that the Dallas Cowboys did was put 3 offers before they got this entire free agency thing started. Remember, this is before free agency, because how we know it's before free agency? Because them godforsaken Ravens, they locked the board because they traded for Max Crosby before the free agency, and then they was already talking to Trey Henderson about paying his ass. So they locked up both top edges. And they still ain't got punished for it. And I'm still mad about that. That's how we know. So the very first thing we were doing was making 3 pushes for Max Crosby. And that's why we kept saying, y'all, that was important to Parker. It matches what he's been saying about pay to play. It matches. And this is why I said, I think it's the reason why he took, Malachi's important. He took a Gary in here, but he didn't take a Clowney. A lot of people think that's because of age. Maybe so. But the one reason I was not going to let people put on me that was a flat out lie, saying that he didn't fit. That's a lie. If there's any edge that fit this scheme, it's Jadeveon Clowney. The Clowney has been in 4-down schemes and 3-down schemes. He's been a defensive end and an outside linebacker. That's actually the reason why he was a number 1 overall pick. He's played in both. Lou, how you know he played? How you know he fit the scheme? Because he played with Christian Parker's mentor in Carolina. That's why. And the reason why I can connect this dot on probably the reason why he didn't want Clowney this time, probably had a little conversation with Evero behind the scenes. He said, hey, bruh, you know how important edge is into this scheme. Don't take Clowney. And it's nothing against Clowney, but getting Clowney is confirming and solidifying that, hey, we're going to win this by committee. Because it's the same exact thing Carolina did. Ain't that funny? Carolina was a historically bad defense in 2024. They hired Edger Evero, you know what I'm saying? But in 2020, in that transition period, you know who they got rid of, just like us? They got rid of a gangster-ass pass rusher, too. Who is it, Lou? It was Brian Burns. What was the very next plan that the Panthers did? It was edged by committee. Who was in the committee, y'all? It was Clowney. When the Clowney thing didn't work out, what did they transition next? I don't know. Oh my God, they drafted 2 edges in the draft too. They got the one edge from from A&M. I'm blanking on his name now. They got a whole nother edge. Them guys combined for 2 sacks on the season. What was the issue? They couldn't have a pass rush. You know what I'm saying? And then what happened the very next year after they tried the rookies approach, the young guys approach? Oh, I don't know. They overpaid for Jalen Phillips because they know they needed the edge that bad. It's like the front office, because they went away from that plan. They didn't transition immediately and find another guy. They ended up circling all the way back, investing in a position that was important to them all along. So, and I appreciate Christian Parker. This is me, probably me, reckless speculation here. He didn't accept Clowney because he didn't want to confirm in, because we know the front office, it's a numbers thing to them in terms of quantity. The moment you get so many edges in here, they're going to close up shop. You got Malachi, you got Gary, and you got Clowney. You got enough. Make it work. Make it work, player. You got enough. Even Fools had the same thing last year. You know what I'm saying? So this is why, all is to say, the reason why we still are pursuing a defensive playmaker, I think it's edge number one, is because of
OG Parker.
You damn right. Shout out to everybody coming in this building, man. We cooking today. Keep going though, Jerry, because Jerry, this is not the only thing that's giving me. It's listen to his mindset though.
You said earlier in the week too that a successful season looks like one where you are competing for a Super Bowl. Teams around the league will throw that out at this time, and everybody has that goal in mind. To those who would say that, hey, everybody's thinking the same thing, everybody's striving for the same thing, what makes you feel like this time around it really is different for this team?
Well, first of all,
pay attention, y'all. It's gonna be on the test.
We've been close, in my opinion, several times, and we didn't get there. So the odds are it's going to come up more than it's not going to come up in my mind. Number one. We've been close, in my opinion, several times, and we didn't get there.
I think everybody's striving for the same thing. What makes you feel like this time around it really is different for this team?
Well, first of all, we've been close, in my opinion, several times, and we didn't get there.
I'm getting a little excited, y'all. Because he's 100% speaking facts. I'm getting that. This is why I'm getting that George Pickens, Quentin Williams type of feeling. There's something, they finna do something. And it's finna be something significant too. He's talking like this. He's talking clearly. Dog, can I be honest with y'all? You know what get frustrated in me as a consecrator? I'm a young fan. I hate when people downplay them 12-5 seasons. That was the most success I've ever seen the Dallas Cowboys be consistently in my entire life. Those 12-5 seasons. My entire life. I have more 8-8s, 9-7s, and 10-6 seasons than I can remember. And a lot of people like to downplay those teams as a whole when and not take into account, dog, we were close even with those teams. Y'all, bro, we football savants in here, dog. We were like 1 to 2 moves away from being an actual dangerous threat to the entire football league We had the NFC East on a chokehold. We had our foot on the Commanders. Actually, they weren't the Commanders yet. We had our foot on Washington. They were just Washington blank. Sorry, Lee Commander. You know what I'm saying? We had our foot on New York. We had a chokehold on an Eagle in them 12 and 5 years. But we had giant holes that we noticed throughout the season. Because we got beat the exact same way, and we never addressed them. We never addressed them. Linebacker, never addressed them. You didn't have an answer. You had the answer come knocking on your door for a couple of other million, and he was more in his prime. We was being ages thin when we could have actually got a little bit like more squeeze out of that orange from I'm talking about Bobby Wagner, if y'all don't know. If you would have kept Jonathan Hankins, if you would have built on top of Jonathan Hankins while having a Monty, do you know how different you are going up against Sean McVay? Everybody picture the Rams game, right? Where we were up on them by like 1.5 scores, right? You know what I'm saying? And they ran all the way back. Just imagine if we had some competent DTs. You know, we ain't gotta have Quinnen, even though you could have did Quinnen. Somebody on like just below Quinnen, bruh. Just below Quinnen. We were like one or two pieces away, man. But you know what kept us from winning them championships? It wasn't the coaches, it wasn't the players, it was the Dallas Cowboys' stubbornness to change. It was their refusal to change. It was their refusal to adapt, to lay down a couple of their team makeup philosophies to bring in some guys they're not familiar with. They were more in love with their own ideas than willing to sacrifice for another ring. That's the difference between us and them other organizations. We are so in love with our beliefs and our systems that we constantly do that we coined the Bastards versus Sons, the draft and develop method. We thought we can really draft and develop our ass from the bottom all the way to the Super Bowl. Not knowing that as you continuing to build and you have your core, it's time to turn off that damn draft and develop bullshit. Just being honest with you. That's what gives me a little bit of hope that we finna do something significant. And I'm glad it's playing out the same exact way that we got these other guys. It's Jerry, the one who's behind it. Dog, I know, even though hey man, I really hate this man became complacent. He got older when I was alive. And he ain't nothing like himself. But I'm getting a little inkling that he's trying to go out in terms of like his ownership. Like I think we are very much so to the end of transferring ownership to fully to Steven. I think he's trying to go out with a bang of transferring the ownership. And he's realizing maybe I'm being a little delusional, but I'm seeing a little bit, can I be honest? A little bit of a sense of urgency behind Jerry, the way he's speaking. Of the opportunity. Every time he's talking about it, he's talking about going big. He's saying the opportunity, how it's lining up with what the team we got now, the coaches we got now. I'm seeing a sense of urgency that I haven't seen in Jerry. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep talking those because this is what I got from this interview. I'm getting a little bit of sense of urgency.
So the odds are it's going to come up more than it's not going to come up in my mind. Number one. Number two, I like what we've got in our coaching staff. I like what we've got in the makeup of our players.
So the coaching staff thing is crucial. I mean, I'm going to go at another angle. I think a lot of people are going to just go praise what we got in his coaching staff. I think he loves his coaching staff because he loves Shotty. And I think he loves Shotty because Shotty knows how to talk to Jerry. Like, he knows how to have a good relationship with Jerry. Maybe I'm sipping a little bit of the Kool-Aid right here. I know a lot of people are going to look at it from superficial in terms of, ooh, Clayton Adams, ooh, Christian Parker, prodigy. No, I'm not going from the terms of ability. I think he liked his coaches because of the relationships of what he got with Shotty. He finally hired a coach that know how to talk to his ass. Know how to, stroke his ego. Know how to, stand up and push back in the perfect moments. Booker. Know how to sit back and have deference in certain moments. Know how to build up. You know what I'm saying? Know how to, not just. Shotty knows, what I appreciate from Shotty knows how to coach his football team without disrespecting the Joneses. Ooh, hold on. Ooh. Oh, hold on. Ooh, you get what I'm saying? I think the reason, and forgive me if I'm wrong, the reason why we want Tomlins in here, we want Belichick's in here, we want Parcells in here, you know what I'm saying? Because they're going to push back. But we all know they're gonna push back in a disrespectful ass way, and that's probably the reason why the Joneses don't want them in here, because they're gonna push back. They're gonna push back hard. They're gonna look at their nose at you like, yeah, you won Super Bowls, Jerry, but I also won Super Bowls. Like, sit your head down and let me coach. Which I don't have agree. I 100% am for that, but at the same time, I love the approach that Shotty is taking. And this is why, you got to watch Game of Thrones. This is why I call Shotty the Tyrion Lannister. Tyrion Lannister is my favorite character in Game of Thrones. I don't know. He's a little person in real life. Like, he was a dwarf in the show. But Tyrion had one of the best minds in all of Game of Thrones. And what I love about Tyrion is that he knew how to play the Game of Thrones. He loved, and y'all know what the Game of Thrones is. Either you win or you die. You win or you... Tyrion loved that game, and he played it well. He knew when to have honor, and he knew when to not have honor and actually play as dirty as they are. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if you want to get dirty and you want to, you know what I'm saying? You want to do like that when his sister wanted to threaten him, he knew also. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I feel like that's Shotty. He know when to back down from the Joneses, but he also know when, if they gonna play dirty, he gonna play dirty too. You want to get a guard to watch me? I'm gonna get a guard to watch you. You want to put blue on me and you want me to push, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm going to say shit and I'm going to overlook Mafia too. A lot of people ain't going to want to hear that. But I'm just saying, we know this is the game of Joneses. And the one thing Shotty knows how to do is to play this game. Probably better than all the other coaches from what I've seen. Jason Garrett didn't like him because he bent all the way and he kissed the ring and took a knee. He bent them. He was too much different. Shout out to Samuel Jones shout out to Donald Holmes for the $10. Oh, shout out Samuel Jones as well for $10. My bad, I didn't see you over. You know what I'm saying? Jason Garrett bent the knee too much, kissed the ring all the way. Mike McCarthy, that went after him. It was Mike. Mike McCarthy, after him, keep saying that. Y'all gotta watch Game of Thrones. He was Robert Baratheon. He came in with his own strikes. They played dirty. Okay, Mike knew how to get dirty too, but Mike is not afraid to get dirty and bloody with it. Now, and I admire Mike because he was able to get 12 and 5 seasons while being bloody with it, but it also got him effed over in the end. Shotty is the balance between them both. He ain't he might kiss the ring now, but he gonna press you later. You feel me? He gonna press you later. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I call him tyranny. You feel me? Let's keep going though.
I think we're extraordinarily sound in the way we're approaching all sides of the ball. So it's unquestionably founded on the fact that, in my mind, we're not hanging by a thread any place. We've got a chance to go in here. We're going to have to improve as we go along as a team. Of course we are. But if we do have what I think is a non-aggressive or non-overly optimistic idea about how we're going to improve, I think we can be a contender.
The last one here for you. You said that this roster won't always look like this earlier in the week. Were you talking about mainly Dak primarily with that statement, and does that give you even more urgency to close things out while he's still here and
listen,
get to that pinnacle?
No, it just refers to the fact that I've been doing this 35 years, and they don't look the same. They change. And I've been sitting right here, maybe in this chair, certainly in this spot, and you're dealing with different players, different talents. Things change. And so you've got to realize they are, and that's what we're doing. And that maybe might be a little hard to understand, but since I've owned the Cowboys, I think I've written a check to over 3,000 people that played football for the Cowboys. So things change.
Now let me, and this is more of what not necessarily the last one, but this one right here. This is the key right here. This is a shorter clip though. Hold on.
Over the course of the offseason, a couple of times you've mentioned the admiration you've had for how some of the other teams around the league have built their rosters. The Seahawks and the Patriots going from missing the playoffs to the Super Bowl, and most recently the Rams. When you see things around the league that teams are doing, how do you try to incorporate maybe some aspects of what they do while also balancing what's worked for you in this organization for decades?
Well, first of all, I back when I was in my teens, I would look people up that I'd read about, that I would try to get a cup of coffee with or go see, and ask them how they were doing it. A little tip. I think it's the order of things. I think when people have done it, I think they want to give it to somebody else. And they'll give you a doctor's degree if you'll ask them, how do you do it and what are you doing about it? So I am unabashed about asking a peer or asking another team, how are you doing that? And I don't mind them knowing that obviously I have an appreciation for how successful they've been. And that's the case. In this particular case, we were talking about the Rams and how they have stepped out there. You can go back a few years and traded those quarterbacks and ended up with that quarterback. And that's the case. In this particular case, we were talking about the Rams and how they have stepped out there. You can go back a few years and traded those quarterbacks and ended up with that quarterback and then have continued to build around it. I would look at that and use a parallel and say, we've got Dak. Okay, where can we be more aggressive in looking at what the Rams have done, or for that matter, looking at what New England has done? I'm unabashed about sitting down and visiting with the competition about how they're doing it and how they're doing it better. I continue to do it. When you work for yourself, the mirror is your friend, and you've got to ask that mirror, what am I doing wrong? What can I do different?
Yeah, I thought that was crucial. They've been, Steven has also admitted this, like he had to take a step back and actually, see what they were doing wrong in terms of like their previous ways of building the team, and they've changed a bit. That's why we got more. Like you look at the defense, all the defensive starters are all people who are not here before. That usually was never the case here in Dallas. I will admit that. So I think Jerry is, this is where like I'm because he's talking about this a lot, putting out these videos. I really think they're trying to get that phone to ring. If it is Max, I pray it is Max. But at least something on there. He's letting everybody know, hey, I'm very much so open for business. He said he's done a lot of self-evaluation. You know, I'm glad that he used the Rams as the barometer, though, because a lot of people got mad when we were doing that in the offseason. We was like, bro, the Rams are the barometer. Oh, why not be like the 49ers? Why not be like, man? Because the Rams are the juggernaut of the team, bro, of the whole league, bro, and they are stacking up. So how can we get like them? You know what I'm saying? So, hey, you know, like I appreciate that he's taking a step back. He's saying like, hey, they got a quarterback, we got a quarterback. How are they building this team? What can we do to, you know, to add to this team? Well, shit, I would start with, that's why you need to start with Max Crosby. How in the hell were they able to add a Myles Garrett to that team? I don't know how you can sleep at night as an organization and not ask yourself that question. I think people really don't understand. This is why we were saying this is a rare opportunity for the Dallas Cowboys this year. Edges are ultra valuable and rare. It is not common for a juggernaut to be able to land those, bro. It's not common. It's not. Y'all, Myles Garrett he's been collecting defensive player of the years like Infinity Stones. Yeah, people talking about, you know, he passed his prime year. Dog, last year was his best season. He's getting older, and he had his best. He broke the record. He broke the record. What they got, how they was able to pull that off, I'm telling you right now, like if the Dallas Cowboys was really, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I wouldn't say my fandom would be shot this year if they didn't do anything. Like if they didn't have any self-evaluation like Jerry said, because I'm just speaking from my standpoint of it, me being a fan all these years, the most I've seen in terms of success was in 12 and 5 years. If they was gonna do the same thing, come all the way this far and run back the same exact formula, I wouldn't say my fandom would be shot for this team, but I would say my enthusiasm will be shot for this team. It would. It would. It would, bruh. It would. Because it tells me you didn't learn your lesson. It tells me you're willing to get in the way again. So I'm frustrated now. We are 1 to 2 players away. Some people took pride and said, Lou, we went 1 player away. Hell, if it's an impact player, we are 1 player away from this thing, y'all. To hell with everybody saying, all them scary-ass Cowboy fans. If we get Max Crosby on this football team, we are not only contenders, I'm saying we going to the Super Bowl. All them people who've been devaluing, talking stupid on Max Crosby, but call themselves Cowboy fans, watch how they switch up. If and when we make this shit happen, watch how they switch up. Watch. I just want them to do it so you can see it happen. So when we do some shit like this in the future, I want to hear your mouth. I have some evidence to I have some evidence to do this to you. You come in here talking that shit, I have some evidence to do some shit like this to you. You know what I'm saying? Come in here and smack your ass with it. Oh, Exhibit 1. Exhibit A. C. God damn it. Exhibit B. Like, come on. Smack your ass with it. Just being honest with you. You saying some goofy shit like that, your ass you need to get smacked. You know what I'm saying? You get a player like Max on this football team, and you still over here scared to say, well, I'm gonna say it with my chest. And it would not be hope. It'd be purely warranted too. Right, Nigel? If you're like, because I believe Max has been healthy. He had a meniscus. Even when he was playing, I'm talking about meniscus. People were saying they didn't want him on a meniscus. He was better than the last 3 rooms we had on a meniscus. You add that player on this team with a Quinn Williams. Maybe a lot of people are just not visionaries like us, Nigel Wanso or Montana or A64. Maybe some people are just, maybe they can't see the future past tomorrow, or maybe they can't see the future past. It's 641 Central right here. Maybe they can't see it past 741. Maybe that's how people think. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You can't visualize what Max and Quentin would do. What? Y'all saw that clip what Quentin did to Tyler Smith? Imagine if it was Crosby out there right now. Like, if Crosby was out there right now, it would be an even juggernaut fight, even with Christian Parker as coaching his first year of defense. I'm telling you right now, it'll be an even, we probably have hell dealing with them trying to get our shit off. I promise you, we probably won't even get any passes off if we got a Quentin Williams to our defense right now. He will be making everybody better. He'll be making our O-line, he'll be making the tackles better, going up against that every day. Every day. Every day. I love it too, because then he'll probably humble us as an offense. Be like, yeah, maybe we need to do, lean into this run game a little bit more. We got to get better with this. We got to maul Quentin Williams and Max Crosby before we can dump it off deep to CD, Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. We love him, but dog, they over here wrecking our practice. They wrecking our practice, dog. Like, come on, man. They, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I appreciate, Jerry. He been saying this, he said it in the open press conference, saying he sees a window. Yeah, man. Like, I see a window too, man. Like, I can, like, if Steven had his way, he'll do the exact same thing. And I'm telling y'all, bro, it's gonna be some dark years when he's a full 100% owner in this. I'm telling you right now, because the way he think, respect to Steven, bro. I just don't like his thinking sometimes. I just don't like his ideas sometimes. Like, it's a pattern with you. It ain't no assumptions. It ain't nothing like that. I'm telling you, when he's 100%, you think I was gonna be aggressive with my conspiracies? I'm gonna be very aggressive then. I'm not gonna hear from people. Yeah, listen to this. Like, I told y'all who was pushing for George Pickens, right? It's only gonna cost him a third, right? Who was for it? It was Shotty and Jerry. Who it wasn't? Who was if they was pushing for it? Somebody was opposing it. Steven. They said for Quentin Williams, it was Jerry working up, tirelessly all night. It was White Cotton mentioning it. They had to push the idea. They had to push the idea. If they were pushing the idea, somebody was opposing it. Who was the one opposing it? Steven. No, it ain't no reckless assumption with this. Every time when it comes to doing something daring and something that's gonna cost us, yes, it's gonna cost us some significant capital in order for us to get better. You paying Steven, he talking about, yeah, like, I want to add some more veterans in here, I want to, they can come in here, I think we could use some more depth. We're talking depth, and we're talking about impact. You're talking depth, and we're talking about impact. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro. Like, we gotta get behind this and get behind this now, bro. I'm just telling you that right now. It's crucial right now. I'm telling you, and they need our help. And y'all doing an amazing job of pushing that Max to Dallas. I think the nation wants this. The nation wants this, right, Shell Shot? He has a very cheap mindset, and it's very scary. I'm not going to say this Stevens is just completely useless, because I think his idea is going to be very much so needed, and it's going to flourish, I'm telling you, to the ultimate degree when Dak is gone. We're going to be able to it may not be off bat, but we're going to have another core in place, because that's when you have Stevens' mindset. But the moment, and I do mean the moment, we see that this core is something like, hey, man, we can win this. I say this with Boss. I'm like, bro, we need to escort Steven off the premises, give him an extended vacation, change the locks, and we'll call him when the next Dak Prescott is not here, when we're back in the rebuild mode. We'll call his ass when we're in rebuild mode again. Hey, I know you're in Cuba. You've been in Cuba for 6 years. Come on back here. We need you now. Come on back here, man. You know what I'm saying? And bring them spreadsheets. But right now, go to Cuba, go to Dubai, something. Go live your life, please. Because I cannot have this cheap ass mindset. Please get out the room, please, dog. How you against every damn move that had literally was nothing but prosperity for us? Everything from the beginning. You was against Dion from the beginning. And Dion was a sole purpose. Like, y'all, if that doesn't tell y'all that this man well, his ideas will get in the way of a championship. I don't know what will. If we don't get Deion Sanders, y'all, we do not win a championship. And I hope people understand. No, that was not before the damn salary cap era. That was literally the beginning. That was the first year of the salary cap era. And him Jerry up. So if Steven would have had his way, the Dallas Cowboys did not win their 5th ring. We're still 4 rings in. No, man. I'm not for it. And if you was probably against Prime, you probably against Charles Haley. We probably don't get rings 2 and 3. Or 3 and 4, whatever rings it were. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I appreciate y'all, man. It was a great show. Great show, man. We're getting ready for, you know what I'm saying? Tomorrow is going to be a very important one. I'm going to either the very next live y'all see me, we're going to do it live, or I might do the raffle behind the scenes. But, appreciate everybody who caught Cash App or enter and everything like that. But, you know what I'm saying? But, make sure if you want to get into the raffle, win some of these gift cards. I got to tell you, we still got some more to give out. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all for being here, man. We almost went here about like 2 hours. So it's a good little show, man. But until next time, we out.